demonstrating safety. So what we want you to do is have a wonderful time today. There's coffee on the terrace, so we'll get this done quickly. And when you handle a tool, we want you to hold it by the working end so that when I walk along, I'm not here swinging my tool. We want you to hold your tools by the working end so you can control the working part. And then if you go to use your tool, we want you to have we call it the blood zone. We want you to be aware of things around you 360 degrees and use the tool in front of yourself so that you don't swing it over your shoulder and bop somebody behind you. We want you to use it in front of yourself. The other tool that we might use today is a clipper. And if you use a clipper, you want to use it on something that's smaller than the size of your finger. And we don't want you to cut your fingers. And also when you store these tools, when you put these tools down, we want you to put them down so that they rest on the ground. We don't want them driven into the ground. With this tool, when you set it down, you want to set it so it lays flat. And it pretends someone got a shovel. And when you lay a shovel down, we want you to lay it so that it will stay flat on the ground, so that somebody walking along won't step on it and bop themselves or bop anybody else. So, things to remember from this talk are about as long as the talk. It's to be aware of people around you 360 degrees, to use the tools that you have in front of you, not throw them over your shoulders, and to lay the tools down on the surface of the dirt, not drive them into it, and especially with some of these tools, they're pretty expensive. So if you take a tool, take responsibility for the tool too, and bring it back to a central location so we can gather them at the end of the day.
Thanks, Barbara.
Anything to add?
Well, I was going to just give a little introduction on the history of this place, which is pretty amazing. It was built in 1927 as a demonstration garden for a landscape company by a Japanese landscape gardener named Fujitaro Kubota. And his son Tom gave up his paper route money to be able to buy the first 5 acres of this place. And then when Mr. Kubota died, then Tom inherited the garden along with his brothers and the rest of the family. There was a little interlude in like 1941 after Pearl Harbor, where Mr. Kubota and his half a dozen family members were shipped off to a concentration camp in Idaho. And so when they came back after the war, then they had like 30 feet of blackberries to chop out and basically resurrect the garden. So we have found that vigilance is how we protect this place. Today, at the end of the day, at noon, when we go party, this place is going to look better than it does right now, thanks to you. So I just want to thank all of you. But just remember about Mr. Kubota and what he did for his family back in 1927. He planted plants that are still here, and you will see that this is some of the most mature ornamental plant material on the West Coast, except maybe for Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. So what we're going to do today is going to continue the legacy. So let's have respect while we're here. Let's take care of this place. Let's not act up as much as maybe we would if we were at the Seahawks game tomorrow or whatever. And I just wanted to thank all of you for coming today. And your contribution is like really important. So thank you so much. And then so now I'm going to introduce another forest steward, Philip Osborne, who's going to be telling us about the schedule for today.
Okay. The forest stewards are volunteers that are trained or already knew how to do reforestation by what's called the Green Seattle Partnership, maybe where you signed up off of their site. That's a city initiative to restore 2,000 acres of green belt. Not the park itself, like the beautiful park we'll walk through, but the areas that are undeveloped, that maybe have a little sketchy trail, that are covered with blackberry and and ivy and all kinds of other things. That project started 10 years ago, goes for another 10 years, and we remove all the invasive plants and then we plant native. And today, we are going to plant the 300 native plants that we got allocated, and maybe more in your area, depending on. Some of you may split off with Michael. We'll figure it out.
We're all going together.
Okay, we'll all go together. Okay, so it's going to be a little chaotic because first we're going to go over complete registration. I'll take you through the farm to where we're going to. I have everything at the terrace, because I thought maybe it would be pouring down rain. So there is one little shelter. There is, the only facilities are a recently introduced water fountain that's just around to the right, and porta potties that are just around the right. That's it. So you may want to visit those on our way out or something, or whatever. We will be. It's too hard to say. If for some reason you have to come back and you're afraid you'll get lost winding through the trails we go, come out and get to Maintenance Road and come on out, and there'll be wood chips here. Just go straight. Don't go to your left. Follow the Maintenance Road. It comes out right there, and you'll be back here. For some reason you have to come back.
There's a map right here in that box.
Yeah.
In case anybody's interested, there's
saying,
maps.
Sometimes people have to come back to the restroom or something. You can easily get lost because, and you'll see why, when we walk through the formal Kubota Gardens we need to finish signing this thing, and then I've probably got Starbucks generously donated coffee for about a quarter of you, and a benefactor donated donuts for all of you. So let's go over while we're signing, and then we'll take it from
Would
there.
you two be willing to help me deliver some shovels?
Sure.
Yeah?
Happy to.